Good evening, everybody. My name is Blake. I'm super excited to be here. Really been looking forward to this. Not gonna lie, I'm a little bit nervous, but more than anything, I'm just feeling grateful. Grateful that you guys decided to come from so far away just to listen to what I have to say. It really means a lot, and I want to make it worthwhile. I want to make it worth your time, so I want to jump right in. Who remembers the story of Ruby Bridges? I was thinking about, reminiscing the other night, thinking about grade school, just my education journey in general, I guess, and I was thinking about elementary school, and we used to hear about so many cool stories and so many different things, and I remembered Ruby Bridges. She was the first African-American girl in her public school in Louisiana to attend after desegregation. So she was the first black girl to walk in at 5 years old, being escorted by police officers, being spat on by white men and women for being black at 5 years old. And she was taught all year by one teacher, the only teacher who agreed to educate her that year. I was thinking, man, that is so wild, like how times have changed. That was so long ago, it's like archaic. But I'm curious, so I was Googling, I was like, let me see, when did she pass? How long ago was this? Ruby Bridges is 66 years old. She is 66. She's younger than my grandmother and probably the same age or older than some of your parents. There are people that are still walking around the streets, living, thriving, that experienced racial injustice firsthand in the United States, and some today still feeling the shockwaves of it. In terms of racial injustice, I specifically want to talk today about our prison system, but the bottom line is that regardless, reform needs to happen, and there's a lot of things that need to be changed. On the topic of racial injustice, in our prisons in the United States, approximately 1 out of every 3 black men will be incarcerated at some point during their life. So 1/3 of any black man in the United States has a chance of going to prison. When we raise that statistic to white men, that goes from 1 in 3 to 1 in 11. Their chances are exponentially less of being incarcerated. When we speak of women, 1 out of every 18 women in the United States that are black will go to prison. When we speak of white women, 1 out of every 111 white women in the United States will go to jail at some point. These numbers don't lie, and it's something that's really hard to accept, and it's really hard for me to believe that 650,000 of our friends, coworkers, family, neighbors are so inherently evil that they deserve to have their rights stripped away and be incarcerated. And it's hard for me to believe that exponentially more white men are naturally just better and less predisposed about going to jail than black men. The facts are there, they're presented, we see the numbers. What do we do about it? Before I jump into that, I want to talk about one more topic, recidivism. Recidivism is the word that pertains to the amount of people that will be reincarcerated after going a first time, so repeat offenders. In the United States, our recidivism rate is 75%. 3 out of every 4 people that go to prison in the United States will go back again at some point during their life. We have the highest recidivism rate out of any country in the world. Even those third world countries that we look down on and say, oh, they're so uncivilized, their infrastructure is so poor, their economy is in shambles, they have less people locked away than we do in our own country. So the numbers are there, the facts are presented. What do we do? How do we change this? I want to put it in perspective for a moment. Let's just say someone approaches you and says, okay, give me all your possessions, your car keys, your house keys, your wallet, the clothes on your back, anything tangible you have, give to me right now. Okay, and here's a new outfit, and here's $100 and an ID card. Good luck. Have a great life. Hope you're successful. Picture it. How do you feel right now? Do you feel ready to conquer the world? Do you feel super hyped up and confident and you're going to go do successful things? I'm not going to lie to y'all. I would not feel confident. I would not feel successful. I would not feel proud. I would not feel ready to conquer anything. I would feel scared. I would feel ill-prepared. I would not be ready. And that is what thousands of prisoners every day when they are released in the United States feel. We live in a society where it's hard to find a job these days with a bachelor's degree. So imagine you're put on the streets with a criminal record, $100 to your name, and a GED equivalency, and you're told to be successful. It's really hard to imagine, and it's hard to put yourself in those shoes, but people deal with that every day. So the bottom line is, my intention for having you guys come out tonight wasn't to damper the mood. It wasn't to upset anybody, and it wasn't to cause a bunch of controversy, but it was to plant seeds. That's how change happens. Bit by bit, little pieces coming together, having conversations like we had tonight. It raises awareness. It gets people thinking, and it makes little bits of change, so one day we can hopefully see the future that we would want for our future selves, or our children, or our family members. Like I said, more than anything, I'm grateful for you guys for coming out tonight. Thank you so much for coming from so far, all these different places, and I really hope you guys stay safe and have a great holiday. Thank you so much. Thank you.